Hey everyone, the Talking Dads podcast is brought to you by Little Scholars Early Learning Center. Whether your family needs infant care, a preschool program, or before and after school care, Little Scholars' highly rated Step Up to Quality programs provide quality early childhood education at an affordable price. Visit www.littlescholars.net to get in contact with an enrollment specialist and schedule a tour of any of their 5 Lake County campuses. Here's the deal. Talking Dads fans are getting a little bonus. Mention that you heard about them through our podcast, and when you tour, and you'll receive $25 off of your registration fee. Again, that's Little Scholars Early Learning Center, where children learn, play, and grow together. We are also brought to you by Pub Fredo Gastropub. Pub Fredo was voted Best Gastropub in Cleveland in 2019 by Cleveland Magazine Silver Spoon Awards. We love Pub Fredo. Their menu is chef-inspired, always pushing the limits of traditional pub fare. The other night I had a burger, I believe it was called the Pub Burger. It was incredible. Cooked perfectly. It was amazing. And you won't have a problem pairing your favorite item on the menu with their great selection of local craft beers, crafted cocktails, and of course, an amazing bourbon and whiskey selection. I went with the Bullet 10-year with my Pub Burger. All of this in a cozy, fun, come-as-you-are atmosphere. You can check them out at pubfredo.com and on Facebook and Instagram at PubFredo Gastropub.
We are also brought to you by Marky Fresh Barbershop in Menor, Ohio.
Bro, I love Marky Fresh.
It's the best, isn't it?
Dude, I get cut there like every 3 weeks. My kid gets cut there every month
Every
and a
now and
half or
then.
so. Month and a half, 2 months, something like that. They do such a good job.
The environment is phenomenal. Everybody's awesome there.
Can I tell you a secret? I don't
Please.
even give a shit about the haircut. It is so much freaking fun going there.
Just to hang out.
Yeah. I have such
Just have a good time. Every time, man.
Yeah.
You
But
get caught.
They
If you
do.
want to be in there, they're fast.
Oh, yeah.
Their whole app, everything,
Oh,
booking to get in,
so
it's so
easy.
convenient and easy, but you get caught up
Oh, yeah.
because you just want to hang out and talk with these guys.
You know what the word is? Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
So many shenanigans.
You don't want to leave.
It's so much fun. But honestly, they do a fantastic job.
They really do.
I look way better when I leave than when I get
You
in there.
really do.
I know.
So, yeah, Marky Fresh.
Yeah, book at markyfresh.com.
Book, get in, stay fresh.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Talking Dads. This week's guest is Allan Turner, who's older than shit. He reminded us that the youngest child doesn't matter. She's a douche. To never let your kids win. And also that his neighbor Chuck isn't, in fact, an asshole. We had a really good time, had a ton of laughs with Allan. Yeah, check it out. Like it, love it, share it, give us that 5-star rating, and have a great weekend.
In a world where moms continue to dominate parenting authority and a father's role is minimized in society, 2 dads take on the toughest parenting topics on a weekly basis, all while drinking bourbon. They are the Talking Dads.
All right, well, we're here at the Collab by Notion, beautiful downtown Willoughby. Allan, thanks for coming in, dude. We're going to start right off the bat with a dad profile. So,
Okay.
state your name.
My name's Allan. Need my last name?
No, you can say whatever you want. Like, basically, like, who you are, what makes you a dad, what, anything
5
about
minutes.
yourself. You got like 30 seconds. No, I'm just joking. Just kind of a little bit about yourself, and then we'll take it off from there.
Okay, my name's Allan. I'm a dad because kids keep coming and calling me dad. I don't know why. I have 6 kids, and they're all beautiful. They look just like their fathers. I think my oldest is... Man, how old is my oldest? I don't know.
Go give it a
We're
range.
going to have fun.
20s?
No, I'm
Teens?
old. No, I'm like older than shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
You're all right.
Hey,
I meant to say I'm older than shit. I think my oldest is like 32 or 33.
okay.
Yeah, something.
Around there.
Anyway,
In that range.
yeah,
Close to our age.
yeah.
And youngest?
10.
Okay.
Then got 10, 21, 22. How old is he?
22.
You know what? I had notes. He's he's gonna be 22,
My man brought notes for his kids' age.
24. And I get these two mixed up. Like one's like 27, one's 28, 29. I don't know. I tell them they're 30.
That's a lot to remember,
Listen,
though.
I gotta
Hey,
keep
let me
track
ask you a
of two
question.
Kids, 6, I can't
Do you
imagine.
know when your wedding anniversary is?
Oh yeah, that's 31st of August.
Is that a question?
No, that is an answer.
That's a I mean, hey. He's like, I didn't.
Edit this out.
Did you know we were going to be quizzing you tonight?
Right, wow.
We're going to grill you right off the rip, man.
That's all right.
So 30. So anywhere from 32, 27-ish, 26.
all the way down to 10.
32, 29, 27, 24, 21, 10.
Okay.
Okay. So for the better part of 20 years, you've been doing this thing.
Yeah.
Seems like you got it down.
No one's killed anybody.
That's good.
Hey.
No one's killed anybody. No one's in jail.
That's
And I
winning
got
right there.
I got a confirmed 5 past 18. So
There you go.
There you go.
that's winning.
You're doing
Yeah,
great, man.
Yeah, you're there. Successful
amazing.
dad right there.
Yeah, thank you.
And I heard you mentioned before, you say you're a grandfather?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Granddad, yeah.
Wow.
I'm older than shit.
How many grandkids you got?
He said with a melodious voice.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm older than shit.
You can keep working on it. That's
Hey, what's
good.
up?
That was good. That's going to be the title.
Yeah.
So you got grandkids. How many grandkids you got?
4. That's
4.
easy. 4.
Ain't that some shit though? Like, and I'm sure I'll be the same exact way one day when my kids have kids. But like my dad and even my father-in-law, like kind of the same thing. Asking questions about their kids.
But the grandkids,
But grandkids, man,
they got it.
all up. We're all in.
Birthdays.
We know exactly. We know what you're into right now. We know.
Yeah,
And I can tell you why. Those kids go home.
exactly. Right? So
Yeah.
they're not sticking
That makes
around.
sense.
It's like you have fun with them, you spoil them, and then you're like,
Yeah.
all right, see you later. We'll see you next time you come over.
You can do whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing.
That's the best thing about being a grandparent. I mean, from what I've heard
Yeah.
from grandparents.
Yeah.
So,
It's all right. My kids are most of my kids are in like different states and stuff. So
Okay.
okay.
I don't have any grandkids actually here.
Oh, okay. So your grandkids are out of state.
Yeah.
We're at,
Uh,
I'm telling you, man.
Washington State, there's 3 there, and then I have a daughter in Washington State, and I got a daughter that's in Virginia in the Navy.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I got
cool.
a grandkid there.
Okay. Very cool.
Awesome.
So the obvious question in 2020 is, how has that been? Have you been able to see your grandkids or your daughters because of all of this, or you know?
I see them online. I mean,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do a lot of FaceTime.
Well, my oldest daughter lives in Akron,
Okay.
and she comes over like almost every weekend. I think it's like guilt or something. So she comes over a lot.
It's that voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's my oldest daughter is married, and of course that is the one who doesn't bring me any grandkids because she sucks. But yeah, so she comes over like all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool. That's awesome.
super sweet,
Yeah.
weird.
Weirdly sweet, like too sweet.
Like if you know anything about me, you would find out, or you would. Well, you're gonna.
We will
find
find
We're
out.
finding out. We're gonna find
Yeah,
out.
I'm an ass.
I like it.
I am a straight asshole.
Yeah.
And my kids are asses.
Mm-hmm.
All my kids are douches. Especially my 10-year-old, but that's a whole nother thing. But my oldest daughter is so nice. Super sweet. Like,
Yeah.
Like just
Like, kind of makes you
doesn't
not
fit.
sure. Not sure that she's going to come after you, or
Well, no. I think I think part of the problem was when I had her at a young age, and I didn't
can't
know.
be that young. You're old as shit.
True. That's fair. I didn't know that you could do anything you want with kids.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I thought you had to be like, caring and attentive. So there's some of that. I mean, like my 10-year-old, that kid's reckless. Anything goes, I'm just like, I can show you video of, she was 2 and she was on the slide. She's like, Dad, I want to, she was like she wanted to do she didn't say it, but she said it.
Yeah, I got you.
She wanted to do a forward somersault.
Yeah.
Off the slide.
Off the slide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too. And I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to take a video.
Right.
So go viral.
All right. So I showed the boss, the wife, and she's like, dude, don't post that. Don't ever post that. I'm like, okay.
Did you?
No.
Oh, okay. Boss said so.
Boss says so.
Yeah.
said so.
You know, we all know better.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Kids will do that kind of stuff, though. I mean, if you let them, I got that one video. I think I just sent it to you. This was Sloan was little. So my daughter, she's 3. And so she was probably not even 2 yet. And she was going on the slide. And she her leg hit the side of it and she went down over top. And it looked like she broke her neck. But then she gets up and she's happy. So but I'm taking a video of it and everything.
But those are the videos like you send to a select few people.
So just don't post that one.
You can send it to a few select people that you trust. Those people are like, oh, that's pretty funny, and I get it because I've been
Glad
there.
she's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I also feel like the youngest too. It's like I was the youngest of 3, and it's like at that point the parents are like, yeah, whatever,
do what you want.
No one cares.
You're fine.
No one
I
cares
did have
about
a ton of injuries all the time. I mean, I was in the hospital a lot, probably because no one was paying attention. So
It's not a project till Steve gets hurt.
it's true. I'm the same way, man. I'm always hurt somehow, bleeding. Whenever we're doing anything, I'm the one that gets hurt. And we always say,
It's not a project.
so as soon as I start bleeding, we're like, all right,
Now
it's
we can
official.
get started.
Now we get this thing started. Yeah, and we're off.
Oh man. So all right. So the 10-year-old is the only one living with you now?
Well, yes. I had the 2 boys were at the house because of the whole COVID-19. Shout out to COVID.
What's up?
So they were at the house. But my 21-year-old, he ended up moving out because I told him rent was gonna go up to $300, and then he got motivated. Then he was gone. He was like gone in days.
Dad hack.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Right.
That's
Yeah, just like that.
You know what? Actually, hold on. So again, my kids are 5 and 3.
Yeah.
But what was it yesterday we did the haunted hayride thing, and it's drive through this year, which was actually nice. That's a whole other topic. But anyway, we were talking, and my son, both my kids are chatterboxes. They just don't shut up, and it's fine, whatever. But there was something came up. Oh, he said, like, Dad, when I'm 18, can I do this or whatever? I'm like, boy, you can do anything you want when you're 18. I'm like, you'll be living somewhere else. You'll be doing this. And my wife's like, Gibson, you're allowed to live with us for as long as you want. I'm like, hold on.
Don't start it.
No.
Don't start it.
We did not have this discussion.
No, this is not how it's going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Like, it can't happen that way.
No, you have to leave at 18.
Yeah.
You can come back if you have to,
Sure.
but you have to.
But you have to go out there and expect
Give it a
or
shot.
experience
You have to go
everything.
forth.
Yeah.
And my 21-year-old, he kind of was slow to go.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of ventured out like little hops and then hop back and hop.
Yeah.
But see, that's understandable to me. Like, go give it a shot. Whether, yeah, right. Yeah. Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know. Like, my motivation was just like, I didn't want to be told what to do. I mean, at like 16, I didn't want to be told what. I mean, I don't think any 16-year-old wants to be told what to do. But I remember. I mean, it was very clear to me. Like, and when I knew that I wasn't going to make it in college, like, that's what I did the military thing, because it was like, well, that's my ticket out of here.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what so my wife is very like, no, if he needs to stay for a little, I'm like, no, you need to get him out there.
No.
He's a
These
smart
kids
kid.
need to get
He's
out there.
fun.
They'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like you said, you got to get them out there. Let them try it.
Gotta
Sure,
go.
they're going to make mistakes. They're going to fail at things.
Did you say steak?
Oh, damn straight. Second time we've talked about steak tonight beforehand. But yeah, they're going to make their mistakes, and then they can come back. You can help them out, but then
Gotta go.
get out of here. You'll be all right.
Gotta get.
So did you
Gotta
follow
get-
that plan? So you said your 21-year-old was a little slower, but did you try and follow that plan with all of your kids?
I didn't try
You
to
didn't
follow
have
that plan. They left.
Yeah?
So it was very clear.
My kids turned 18 and they took my girls left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My girls were gone. My girls were gone. The boy, 24-year-old, he went to college. So he was actually at college when COVID hit and they sent everyone home. So
Oh, okay.
he had to, they got kicked out of their house
Right.
and he had to come back. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you really have no choice at that point.
right, and
Sure.
he's here now at the house now. But I mean, He does things?
Oh,
Well, I think that's the advantage. If they go out on their own for a little while at least, then you develop some sort of like, all right, shit has to get done.
yeah.
So if they come back for a little while, okay.
Some type of independence, and they realize, hey,
right.
I need to pull my weight around here a little bit.
This is all theoretical, by the way.
We don't know. We don't know. We're kind of gauging your reaction, and by what we said in your reaction, it's kind of like,
They all kind of get up and go and do the thing they needed to do. Just my youngest son just needed more of a push.
yeah.
Gotcha.
And he was having trouble trying to find his motivation to get things started.
So rents too.
Right. So yeah, the girls left.
Yeah.
They just, one moved to Washington State, one went to Akron, one
Virginia.
Virginia. She joined the Navy.
Okay.
Shout out to the Navy.
Absolutely.
And then
I like the Navy.
the boy wrestled at Findlay, and then he transferred to Notre Dame.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
And then my 22-year-old, he just moved in with his girlfriend. They're playing house.
Yeah.
All right.
He hasn't come back yet.
That's a good sign.
I locked the doors at night, so pretty cool.
That's a way to find out too. You move in with a girl.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That
You
was
want to talk
tough.
about somebody telling you what to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think I moved in with my wife. I don't even know how long after we started dating, but yeah, you start learning things pretty quick about somebody when you move in with them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I did.
I mean, it was good. It was all good. It was all fine.
Right.
But
Of course.
I mean, thank God for her. She straightened me out.
Of course.
Of course, the wives are the best, right?
The wives are wonderful.
Best thing in the world. It
Yeah.
is sweetest day.
Oh, yeah, it is.
No one cares about sweet.
Yeah,
It's the biggest bullshit holiday of all time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just had to bring that up.
No, that's true. I mean, like, we were sitting on the couch watching TV, and my wife turned to look at me. She goes, "Oh, it's sweetest day." I'm like, "Oh, all right, well,
Cool.
Right.
it's sweetest day. No one cares."
Yeah. High five.
All right. Hey, we did it.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like when we were dating, I did stuff.
Well, yeah. That's because you're like, yeah, you got to win them over.
Right.
I'm a sweet guy.
You're
Here's
trying
some
to get lucky.
flowers. Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Number one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
trying to get some ass.
I'm not trying to do stuff just to do stuff.
No. Nobody likes to buy flowers.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, especially since kids, let alone married, like,
I got other
not on my radar.
How much is on my radar? I don't even know if I get birthday presents anymore.
Dude, for our anniversary this year, we just kind of looked at each other and we're like, we're good, right? I'm like, yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to buy stuff for the kids, man. Got to get some food and shit.
I get stuff for my birthday.
Yeah.
It just passed.
Well, happy birthday.
Happy
Thank
birthday.
You. Thank you. Thank you.
Old as shit, huh?
Old as shit.
Older than shit.
Older than
than
shit.
shit.
Older
Wow.
than shit.
That's right.
Official.
It's official now. It just hit this year.
Right.
All right.
Oh, birthdays, I don't even celebrate them anymore because I don't want to. I'm not going to say how old I am, but I mean, I just feel like I'm getting older and I don't like to celebrate my birthday anymore.
Okay,
You're
so
fine.
what? You're in your 30s?
Yeah.
You're a baby.
I feel like, yeah. Well,
A puppy.
I mean, I'm just beginning at this whole dad thing, you
I
know?
got underwear older than you.
Yeah, well, we could get into that, but
You're about as old as my lawn mowing shoes.
You got some good lawn mowing shoes?
I have some Monarchs.
you got the Monarchs?
So
Oh, so
look,
I have to know. Are they what they're all cut out to be? Like, is it
so here's my problem.
all right?
This is part of how I know I'm old. Okay. Whenever I look to get shoes, I'm constantly drawn to them.
It's real, man. It's
But
real.
But for real though, not like oh, this would be funny thing.
No.
No.
Like I'm like,
Like-
man, now that's this is how old I am. That's a smart looking shoe.
So
Those are sharp.
So those are some sharp looking shoes right there. Huh. Oh,
The
oh,
soles on these things.
the wide option.
Support.
The art support's phenomenal on
Right,
these.
right. Yeah. So I find myself always looking at those shoes.
Yeah.
So like I don't have a pair on. I almost wore them.
I wish you did.
I almost did. But the shoes that I have on now, I had my 10-year-old pick out along with my 22-year-old son, and I had them pick out my shoes. And they're like, "Why? What? Why am I?" My 22-year-old like, what are you doing that for? I'm like, dude, I keep picking out monarch.
Have you ever tried the New Balance though? The 608s?
I have a pair of those.
Are they good? Are they the same? Or are they?
Yeah, I'm
those
interested.
are all Monarchs.
I don't know.
It's a pretty big rivalry.
I mean, I got New Balance shoes. I don't know what they are.
Okay.
Because I don't.
I mean, who cares, right?
My shoes, literally, the most I've ever spent for a pair of tennis shoes is probably like $40.
That's a good way to go.
I go to Kohl's and
Function,
I go,
man.
Look at those shoes right there, and I grab those.
Would you just
And you
look
got
at
that
them?
Kohl's cash?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So was there a certain point, like, how long ago did you start going towards the Monarchs? Like, what was the age? I'm wondering when I'm going to hit that point.
I'm thinking it's somewhere in the 40s.
Okay, 40s is
At
when it
least for
happens.
me.
That sounds about right.
My father-in-law has a bunch of them. He's got I'm talking like a pile of them in the garage.
He's got a collection.
Oh yeah, like you can see the grass shoes. You got the grill shoes.
Yeah.
Got the everyday, the ones that still look pretty new,
Mm-hmm.
and then like a fresh pair.
going
that,
out shoes.
The going out shoes. Like
Yeah.
those haven't been touched, and and only when you're going out to like the store or something. Like you're hitting up Lowe's. It's lumber day.
Yeah.
I gotta wear them. All right,
Yeah.
and they gotta be fresh too. Because I mean, trust me, I get it. The all white. Well, they got the blue
Yeah.
accents.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of want to buy a pair just to see if what it's all
Or gray.
or gray.
Oh yeah.
Do you have the gray or the blue? Both.
They're green now, huh?
No, I think mine are blue.
Okay. I'm gonna buy a pair just to see, just for the lawn.
Should.
I might fall in love.
I'm surprised they're not expensive now.
They're still not that cheap though.
I
They're
don't
in
know.
they're in the 50s, I think.
Are they?
Well, you said 40s, right?
I don't know. I mean, my shoes,
They're shoes. Yeah.
they're old. My shoes are old.
But they're functional, so.
All right.
I feel like if
Same
they're
style
not,
every year.
I feel like if they're not like $120, Nike's missing out on some prime marketing.
Yeah. They're up there though, because I saw it was Dick's the one day, and I was like, I'll just buy a pair, and I think they were like in the 50s, and it was a sale though.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I don't know. You really into your lawn? Like you keep up with your lawn?
I gotta think about this because Chuck's probably gonna be listening.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So I have to be honest
Ooh.
and say I like my lawn to look better than his.
Okay. So
Yes.
it's competition.
But
Is his suck? Does his suck?
well, I make fun of him. We make fun of each other. He has like this big 52-inch wide lawnmower,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he just like zoop, 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 and he's
Yeah.
done. One time I was mowing my lawn, he was laughing. He mowed his lawn, and then broke out a chair, set it across the street, and just watched me mow and videotaped it. He's such a dick. I hate that dude. But like I'll do stuff like one of my kids will mow the lawn.
Yeah.
Or like one time I had someone come and pull my weeds and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Chuck's like, and I'm like, Chuck, your yard, your yard looks like shit. Dude, you didn't even do it. And like he'll come over and videotape the guy doing my yard work so that he can show it later.
Dude, that's
I love that.
exactly where the man's love for his lawn was born, though. Was
From the neighbor.
the neighborhood rivalry.
Yeah.
Right?
It's true.
Like
I have it. I have two neighbors. Well, actually, there's three that have like the
you got a
perfect
third
lawns.
one. You got a
He's a
third
few-
one in the mix.
Let's
now?
put it this way. When I first moved in, I witnessed this guy laying in the lawn. Okay.
like
I'm
just basking in it.
like laying.
Oh,
He's just like picking weeds out. I'm like, I've never gotten to that point
Wow.
yet. No, I figured it was one of two things. The guy was very into his lawn, or he just hated being around his wife, and he was just trying to find any excuse to stay out in the yard.
Nice.
Is it a dad thing to be like, shit starts hitting the fan in the house, like, well, got to get to that yard work for the next 6
I hear
hours.
the rain's coming.
Yeah, it's gonna rain next Tuesday, so I got to get this done now.
I have we have a neighbor who I don't know what's wrong with this lady. This lady mows her lawn. Like she's like weird, and she like mows it maybe every third day.
Really?
She messes up the rotation. So like she goes out there, and then everyone else has to go.
Right.
Yep. And that's the thing too. It's like you see
Yeah.
somebody doing it, you're like, well,
Yep.
shit, now I got to get out there.
And I get
fucking
so,
Mark's out there.
Yep.
I get
gotta
so
do it.
upset. Son of a bitch.
And she's doing it that often. Like my neighbor's pretty. Like the one guy's retired, so he's doing it pretty often. It's not every 3 days,
Yeah.
but it's enough to piss me off. Where I'm like, well, I gotta get out there because he lives
Yeah.
right next door. So I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I can't be the one with the shitty looking lawn.
Right.
Gotta
Luckily
get
for
out
me,
there.
that's Chuck.
That's Chuck.
Yeah,
I
Chuck's,
like it.
Chuck's your motivation to have a better looking lawn.
Chuck's my motivation for everything. I just got to think of a way to get that guy shit.
Everybody's got a Chuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
actually, when Zinniker was on here talking about his lawn, his
Chuck,
neighbor was Chuck.
Yeah.
Because we named that episode fucking Chuck.
yeah. Got a Chuck, man.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a Chuck.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah. He's an asshat. Hate that dude.
That dude. We're going to have him on here
I know, right?
just so we could have his say and everything.
Yeah.
Have him on. We'll sit here. We would just argue back and forth.
You know, we should bring the two of you on at the same time.
we just argue. That's all we do.
Here's the
sounds
deal.
like it.
So I'm friends with Chuck on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay. And I would see stuff going on between the two of you. And for a little while, I'm like, these guys, like, he hates his neighbor. Like, it was like, I was like, holy shit, this is like insane.
Thought it was juicy, like real shit.
Yeah, I thought it was real shit. Like,
No. We're going, and it's weird because like we'll be yelling at each other, calling each other names. Meanwhile, we're calling each other. I'm like, hey, what are you doing later? You gonna watch the fight? Yeah, I'm gonna watch the fight. What time? I don't know. Come over at 9.
Yeah.
We're just talking, but meanwhile, we're like, hate you.
Yeah.
Mom didn't hate me.
But it was so crazy though, because I'm like, wow, this is like a serious thing. And so I'm like looking at the comments to be like, is this really going on? Like, like some shitty stuff going on. But then I realized, okay, these guys are cool.
How long have you guys lived by each other?
I think 4 years now.
Okay.
Maybe 4 or 5.
Okay. So it's not like a decades old rivalry.
Well,
Rival dad.
I used to help instruct boxing. I don't know, boxing coach
Okay.
at Griffin Raw.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave like Chuck his intro. So that's when I first met Chuck, and then you know Chuck.
Yeah.
Hey, oh my God, hey dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. He's an excitable guy.
Buddy, you need something?
Yeah, he's
And,
good for that.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm an ass. I told him this. Like I'm an ass, and like when we moved across from each other, he would be like, hey, headed to Chipotle. You need something? And I'm like, oh fuck. Ask me if I need something. No, I'm good. Thank you. And then the next time, hey, I'm at Walmart getting milk. You want me to bring you back something? And I'm looking at my wife. I'm like,
Who's this fucking weird dude living over here?
no, thank you. It's just because it's so nice.
Yeah,
it's like,
right.
It's really creepy. And then, so I was gonna goof on his ass. So like, hey Chuck, I'm at McDonald's. Want something? Oh yeah, bring me back something. And I'm like, oh okay. And then I did it. And then I go to my wife. Hey, I did something nice.
Yeah. Paid it forward today.
Right. But then it just like it kind of spiraled into like it's like a habit and it's weird.
Yeah.
Right. I have to say, he's an asshole and I don't like the guy. But he has made me nicer. Okay,
That's
we're gonna strike it.
Wow, that's on here. I don't think we can cut that out.
That's gotta go.
He's made me a better person.
I think
He's made it a new me.
Yeah.
I think that's clip number 1.
Yeah, we send it straight to Chuck.
We're gonna boost that post.
Yeah,
He'll probably start crying.
like, oh my god, I'm such a good guy.
That's awesome though.
Yeah,
I mean,
so it's good. Like, thank God you guys have a relationship like that though, because the alternative of having a shitty neighbor, you can never pick your neighbors.
right.
All right. Can't pick your family either.
Yeah, it's true.
Pick your nose though.
All right.
I just did. I'm not on camera, so we're good. I feel like I have to.
No, that is cool though. I mean, look, I remember growing up, my dad was friends with all of his neighbors, and to this day, like my parents moved out of state, but they get to see their neighbors, and I hang out with them whenever I get the chance to. His one neighbor has this July 4th party every single year, and I always make sure I go over there and hang out, and like it's a really good time, and it's kind of the same dynamic. Like, everyone's an asshole to each other, and everyone loves each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the perfect neighbor situation, right? Like, because you can have neighbors that are like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah,
because sometimes
absolutely.
like I don't really want to talk to anybody.
Right.
But it is good to have good neighbors. I mean, they have TV shows about bad neighbors.
But you got to be an asshole to everybody. If you're not assholes to one another, then it doesn't really count.
True.
Right.
Right, and you can tell right away. Like you guys got the vibe that okay, that guy's a dick. We're gonna say whatever we want.
Right.
Yeah. We'll fuck with them all night.
100% though.
Yeah,
Right,
for sure.
Yeah.
I get it, but and that's
That's something about doing the show is we get to talk to people that we've never talked to before, right? And that's a lot of fun, but it's also a big risk for doing a show like this, right? Like you don't know who's going to come sit down and talk, and they might just, "Hi, my name's Tom,"
Yeah.
and you're like, "All right, well, what the?"
I guess we got to just talk. I guess have to talk to each other. But you,
Right. But if somebody comes in here and is like, yeah, I'm an asshole, I'm older than shit. Okay.
Or like, this is going to be a good time.
We can work with this.
You're a
We
ball
can work with
buster?
this.
All true statements.
Yeah.
I love it.
So boxing coach.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Let's see. It's back when I was young. It's like a young man, about 38. I walked into Griffin Raw and took up boxing. The reason why was because my 24-year-old son Alonzo, that's my athlete.
Mm-hmm.
He was 8 at the time. He had just finished wrestling, and he went to state but didn't place. He was pissed. It's like I want to box. Like that's how he talks. I want to box. Very, very. I want to box, Dad. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's find someplace. So we went to Griffin Raw, and they didn't have like a kids class at the time. So like I talked to the owner, Jason Dent, and it's like, hey, look at my son. Let him sit in for a class with the adults. Check out his work ethic. If you like him,
Sure.
let him come back. So he started going. He's doing really good. He told me that he could probably beat me up one of these days. We actually have a bet. That's another story. And then I said, I should probably start boxing. So I started boxing, and then, I'm old and I'm friendly. And I'm old and fat and friendly, so I'm harmless. So they were like, Al, why don't you, help with the new people? So I did that like 12 years.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I didn't do the boxing. You did the.
Well, I didn't do.
Well, you did the
boxing. I did,
workouts.
like the
The
boxing
workouts.
Yeah. But I had a really good time with it, and shit, I'd gotten into some pretty good shape doing it.
Where'd you go?
I went over to that title, and just so again, it's not boxing. It's hitting a bag.
You're punching
doing
things.
Yeah, absolutely. But like they're very clear when you go in there. Like, look, we're not training you to be a boxer.
Right.
We're showing you some workouts that boxers might do.
Don't hit anybody.
Right.
You're going to lose.
They're very
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah.
Like we're not here to teach you technique.
Go to title.
Yeah. Let's do this.
bro.
Come
But
at me,
I tell you
dude.
what, I tell you what though, like when they were open, I was going there, 3-4 times a week, and it was really good for me.
It's literally like the best cardio.
Yeah, like I had a really good time doing it. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I kind of started getting it, and I remember talking to DJ about like going into his gym and trying to learn some stuff, but I just never did it. I was happy where I was at.
Yeah.
And then they closed with COVID, and I was like, all right, I'm done with you. But they're like,
A DJ or
no,
boxing?
title. Yeah,
Title.
they did this thing where they're like, hey, we're closed, but we'll offer you virtual classes.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not the
Nice.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
Not
Right.
the
I'll watch
same.
YouTube videos.
All right.
Yeah,
And
for
they're
free.
as far as I know, they're still not open. Like
Really?
every other place is open, and they're
Yeah.
still not.
Yeah. I mean,
it just didn't work out for me. Whatever.
yeah. Good
But I had a
dad
good
joke.
couple years.
Didn't
there.
work out for me.
But no, I think that's cool. It's a good. I think instructing or training would be a whole different beast, and I could see how you'd be good at it, just from knowing you for 20 minutes or whatever.
20 minutes now?
Yeah, I don't know.
35.
35. There you go.
Old friends.
We go way back.
Times like this.
But I mean, I think in any kind of training, especially in athletics, like you need somebody that can bust chops. You need somebody that can kind of keep it going and keep it light, but also know when to
Be
bring it
serious
down.
and yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I feel like that helps out a lot because if you're gonna go in there and you're just like, do this, do that.
especially in like
Cool,
a
but if you're-
combat sport where like if you're actually training somebody to box,
Well, I mean, it was like an intro, so
Right.
it wasn't really.
but you're building the foundation.
You're kind of showing the first punches. You're showing how to
But that-
hold your hands.
But
and stuff
that's
like
big
that.
though because that introduction is what either determines whether or not they're gonna come back again.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, it could be like, well, that sucked.
Well, yeah, I remember like when I first went in, like it was like a whole bunch of fighters and no one would talk to you until it was weird. Like, well, I don't guess it was. This is what it was. It is what it was. They kind of didn't talk to you until you guys, got in the ring together and sparred.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, they hit you, you hit them, and then, it kind of breaks the ice and everyone started talking. I remember feeling how, to me that felt kind of shitty.
Yeah.
I think I was like, man, plus I'm older than shit, and I'm fat, so it's like no one's talking to the old fat black guy, So, once I kind of got in there and I don't want to say established myself, but established myself.
Right.
I kinda,
Right.
I talk to everybody. I go, hey, what's going
Yeah.
on?
Nice guy.
Make sure you keep your hands up, because if you don't keep your hands up, I'm going to hit you. And if, you know what happens when you get knocked out? Because that's what you got to tell kids. I said, what happens if, you get knocked out? They go, what? I go, you pee a little.
Hey, yeah, that's enough. Keeping the hands up all the
pretty
time.
good.
Like, if you just tell them, keep your hands up. They're like, eh. But if you say you pee a little, if you get
Yeah, okay.
I had to
Take
tell
your
that-
word for it. That's good.
I had to tell that to my son in order to get him to tap, because he wouldn't tap.
Uh,
I don't tap.
that would be tough.
You better break it. You gotta break it. You gotta break it. It's like 8.
I love it. I love it. That's a.
And it was like, if he breaks that, you might go out. And if you go out, you're gonna pee. You possibly might poop.
Oh.
yeah. I'm tapping all day.
Right? He tapped.
He's like that. There's a UFC fighter that I watched a fight this one time, and he wouldn't tap. It was Hardy. I can't remember his first name, but this dude was fighting. Was it GSP?
Oh yeah.
Dan.
Dan Hardy. He like ripped his shoulder out. It was the most disgusting thing. Like, he would not tap. It was badass. Like,
Yeah.
it was like, dude, you're tough, but good Lord.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be your son. Not tap until my shoulder gets ripped out.
He's kind of like that. He
That's a good mentality.
fights now.
Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah, he does. Well, no one does really, unless you go out of state. But I think he's like, is he 2-1 MMA? I think he's 3-0 boxing.
Wow. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, because he was a wrestler, right? So,
Yeah.
What high school did he go to?
Harvey
Harvey? Okay. He went to state and then.
took 5th place, 6th place,
Okay.
Damn.
fifth place, I think. Had a torn meniscus.
Ugh.
Ooh.
It's a cool story. I'm not going to tell it because everyone who knows me be like, oh my God, he's telling Alonzo's story, and I don't want to do that.
Well, I want to hear the story.
I kind of want to hear it because you kind of built it up a
I
little
feel
bit.
like if everyone knows it, we should know it.
He's just kind of he's kind of violent.
Yeah.
He's kind of violent.
Like, he tore his meniscus, and he was like, your meniscus is torn. I don't care. You give me a doctor that's gonna let me wrestle, because I'm wrestling. And then he had like a brace that went from like his thigh to his ankle, and he still wrestled.
Wow.
Damn.
So
So he's a badass.
and then like he took 5th at state. And I remember like he wouldn't put the ribbon on his head. Like, I get like, there's video like everyone has a ribbon around, but he won't put on his ribbon. And he comes over and walks it to me, like kind of tosses it at me. I'm like, aren't you gonna put this on? He goes, that's 5th place. I go, okay. If I put that on, that means I accept 5th place. And I'm never going to accept 5th place. I'm like, oh, okay.
Hey.
Well,
Love that mentality.
That's 5th in the state of Ohio.
Hey, right. It's pretty damn
Yeah.
good.
With a torn meniscus,
It's pretty awesome.
like, I don't know where that ribbon is now.
Yeah.
Like, he just
Probably tossed it.
never cared about it.
You know what though? I mean,
Good for him,
I
though.
think there's something to be said about that. I do think that, like, as I get older, because I was that guy, like, I think, and it was either all or nothing. Like, when things started to get hard, I would either push myself to where it was like almost unhealthy, or I would pick something different. And not like in the middle of the season or anything like that.
You're not
but
saying
it's
you would
like,
quit halfway
I wasn't
through.
going to quit, but like, okay, if this isn't for me, like, I would have to like take a good hard look and say, okay, maybe I just don't have it to do this, right? And I would just
Find something
focus
that
on
you're going to be
something
able to
else.
succeed at.
But like, I think, especially when you're young, high school, 20s, whatever, like, I think it's good to have that kind of mentality where you just say, I'm going to do this. And second place is first loser, and, all those, cliches that
I tell all my kids that.
You're not first, you're last.
Shit, I was high when I said that.
I live my life by that.
So, I'm sorry. So, my 10-year-old, she's a douche. Sophie. we're very competitive, like uber competitive at the house, except the boss isn't. She's not competitive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hey, hon.
She's the best.
Right. Love you. So one time we were in the car, and me and my daughter Jasmine, she's the one that's in the Navy, and Jasmine's like, "Dad, I'll beat you in a race." I'm like, "You can't beat me. I will smoke a child. I beat kids. You know, there's all we got to do is stop the car." And I was driving, so we were like, I drove down in a rec park. It was during the winter, and I parked the car. And in the back seat, my daughter Sophie, I think Sophie's like, she might be 4 or 5. She's like, "I want to race too. I'm going to win. And when I win, I'm going to tell you guys what to do because I'm the best and I'm going to be fast, Dad. And I'm going to beat you guys and you guys are going to be all, like she's just like talking trash.
Yeah.
Right. She's talking all kinds of smack. So, we walked it off, told the wife, film this. We walked it off. It was me. I think my daughter Jasmine probably was, I don't know, maybe 24, 23, something like that. Me, my daughter Jasmine, and my, at the time, 5-year-old Sophie. And, my wife said, "On your mark, get set, go." So we took off, me and my daughter. We didn't care anything about that little 5-year-old.
Yeah, that was the main competition.
She got smoked. Smoked her. Right? I won the race. Smoked the 5-year-old. She started crying. And she's like, and we're like, because she's my 6'1", 6 of 6. No one cares. No one cares about 6 of 6. So, it's like, like smoked her. She comes back and she's crying, and she gets in the car and she's quiet and she's in the car seat. Well, however old, she might have been younger than 5 because she's in a car seat. Anyway, so she's like in her car seat and she's quiet, and I go, Sophie, and she won't look at me. She's turning her head. Sophia. What? You know why you lost? She goes, "No, why?" I said, "Because you talk faster than you run. Next time, shut up and start running faster." I see that. And she started, "Dad, I like you to talk to me." She was all upset.
It's all about the competition. It's a life lesson right there.
We went to pick pumpkins somewhere. I think it was over by on the west side. I don't remember the name of the place, but they had this huge slide, and it was all of us. Me, the boys, the wife, the one daughter Jasmine, and then Sophie. Sophie's a douche. So we're trying to tell Sophie how to slide down the slide, with a potato sack.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know how to slide. I've been sliding. I can slide. So we're like, "Oh, all right, cool. That's a bet." All right. So, we all line up and we're Turners. So it became a competition to see who's going to win. The boss won. But we made it all the way down to the bottom. We did not care about that 6-year-old. I don't know how she was at the time, maybe 5 or 6. We didn't care about her. All of a sudden we heard screaming. She got stuck at the top, like right in the middle of the slide. And we start laughing. And we're like, "Thought you could slide. Thought you could slide." We're yelling at her, and the wife is laughing at her, but then we notice people are looking.
Yeah.
So then the wife has to keep her, "Oh, baby."
Yeah. Yeah. We have to act like we care now.
All right.
People are watching us.
Yeah. But yeah.
But it's true though. You have to. You can't let them win. You can't let them win.
Never let them win.
My son.
Good life lesson.
He's doing these. So I don't know. Do you guys know how they teach reading now?
No.
So now it's sight words.
Yeah, they do that. That's weird.
So instead of like phonetics, where we used to learn how to sound different letters out, when you put letters together, that makes a word, and then you understand what that word means. Now it's sight words. So now you're learning specific words. So the, to, are, they, whatever, basic words. And they basically memorize these words, and then when they see them, they start to form sentences. Okay, fine. I'm not sitting here going to teach my kid phonetically, so this is what they need to learn going through. So we help them, So they got these flashcards. And so my son likes to do these races. And he's like, "All right, Dad, we're going to go through. So my wife,
Racist.
no, my son's not racist. He likes to do racist
Okay.
All right.
in my household.
As you were.
I thought I heard that wrong. Okay, we're good.
Believe my last.
So my wife will be sitting there with the flashcards, and he thinks it's really funny because he'll like cheat and like try and see what the word is first. And then I keep beating him, and he gets really mad. So my dad was on FaceTime the other day, and he's like, Grumpy. My son calls my dad Grumpy. He's like, Grumpy, watch this. I'm gonna beat Dad in a sight word race. My dad said, what the fuck's a sight word race? So we explained the whole thing, and we're getting ready to start. And my dad goes, hey. I'm like, what? And I turn the phone to me. He goes, you better not let him win. I'm like, all right, now the pressure's on.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because he does. He cheats, and my wife cheats with him. And I'm like, what the fuck, you know?
All right.
But still, I beat him, and he got so mad. He goes, Dad, I just wanted to win in front of Grumpy. I'm like, well,
Win.
learn your words better. Quit talking.
Do better.
Yeah, do better. Yeah.
So, because he does, he'll talk, and he'll try and talk crap, and you know, he'll be like, "Oh, I got that one." And be like, well, I got 3 of them while you were sitting there
Yeah.
gloating.
What'd you get,
Like,
boy?
You know,
Right.
Yeah.
Keep that victory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, 100%.
Keep it. I mean, if you learn nothing else from me, every victory that you get, keep it, remember it, feel it, and then just use it later.
Yeah.
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 But I tell you
See,
what,
with-
doing the competition thing like that does help him, though.
Oh,
because
competition
now,
is
like,
where
it
the way to go.
What word was of? Of. For some reason, he could not get of. Like, he'll look at it and be like, now that's like the one he gets every single time.
he'll remember
because I
that.
would smoke
Nice.
him on it. And what it does, so when she puts the cards down, I take them when they're mine. When I got
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
I'll take
your
them.
pile going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like, he'll be like, no, it's about even. And then I'm like, no.
Do you fan them
won.
and show them?
No, I should fan him.
You start fanning
I
them.
should
Make
fan
it
him.
rain. I would
Yeah.
make it rain.
It's like, oh, what do we got? Oh, yeah.
Of the sea. Back.
Oh, and of. Oops. The sight
We
words,
better.
man. I didn't know anything about these sight
Yeah,
words.
well, Sam will start doing them this
Yeah.
year. Yeah,
So, like-
because he started them last year, like maybe second half of the year he
Yeah.
started them, and then now that's like all they do in kindergarten.
See, do they still do, what was that math, the way of doing math for a
The
while?
Common Core.
Common Core. Were you in the thick of that? The Common Core math?
My daughter tries to explain it to me, and I laugh and I tell her that's not math.
Why take the long way? Like, just
I'm like,
figure
I don't
that
understand
this
that.
is this. 2 plus 2 is 4. So I mean, if there's that's all you need to know.
No.
You don't have to go around it and figure out other ways to figure out what the equation is. I don't understand why they had to start doing that. I think they're going away from it though.
No, they're still doing it.
Do they?
The question is 7 plus 5. Okay, how do you solve this? Well, first you make 18 boxes and 6 zebras. You know, it's like some weird shit.
I've
Draw
watched
a
videos
line.
of it. I don't get it.
I don't
It's like,
get it. I don't get it. Like if I help her,
Well, that's what's interesting is with like all this virtual learning going on. You know, parents are now having to do a lot of the teaching. Like the lessons are out there, but like parents that are with your
You have to relearn it.
with your kids. If you don't know how to do that kind of stuff, what are you going to do? Like I've seen several posts from people and be like, "Listen, my kid went into his 7th grade year knowing Common Core math. Now he knows how to really do math."
Yeah.
And it's weird because on one hand, I'm like, all right, don't be get off my lawn guy. Like,
Yeah.
if they're teaching it, then there has to be a reason for it. Just because I don't understand it doesn't mean it's not the right thing.
but
right?
when
That's one hand.
But when they get older and they have to just figure stuff out, why take 15 minutes to figure out an equation when you can do it in 2 seconds?
But by that logic, though, like we all have calculators. You
That's
know
true
what I mean?
too.
Like
Yeah,
I do understand like knowing how to get to the equation or like go through the equation and understanding it. How you understand it doesn't make sense to me, but who's to say that I'm right? I'm no mathematician.
I don't math at all.
Oh, math is not my thing.
My kids growing up thought I was like the smartest man in the world, right? And my oldest thought I was like super smart. And then reading, grammar, really good. Addition, subtraction, I'm still there.
Long division.
Division, I'm still there. I'm still there. You still got me. First time she came home with fractions, I said, "Hon, you've come to the end of dad."
Yeah.
She goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "You are at the end of your dad. I don't do fractions. I'm
Right.
sorry, I don't know."
Yeah.
And then I had to, disappoint her. disappointed every single kid after that. My 10-year-old, I'm like, why are you talking to me about math? Like, she'll go, Dad, how do you do this? Look at this. I'm like, why are you asking me? You have, you call Nis or you call Zoe. Those are the two that you call for math. That's my oldest daughter and my oldest son. Those are your math ones. Don't ask any of the other ones. They're idiots. Nis or Zoe. All the other kids, they're idiots when it comes to math.
It's never been my thing. Math is just not my thing. I mean, my job involves a lot of math. I figure it out. I know that part of it, but like when it comes to like when it was like algebra, geometry, all that shit, I'm like, Jesus,
functional
what?
math and theoretical math. Like all these like solve for z minus 3x times the fourth power, carry the 2, like super important if you're going to go be like an engineer or like a rocket scientist or something like that. But if you're not, I'm here to tell you, I haven't used much of that in my career.
Used 0.
Billy gets on a train. It's going north at 25 miles per hour. What should Billy do? Take a fucking bus.
Yeah. Find another form of transportation.
Billy should stay at home.
I love those memes of like the parents
out there
trying to
Billy should put his fucking mask on and shut the fuck up.
Get your license, Billy.
Right.
I love those memes of the parents trying to tell their kids like the math equations, like if Billy has 5 apples, and he's just screaming at the kid.
Yeah. Those are so good.
I am not looking forward to those days.
And it's all, I don't know. From what I understand, it's all about critical thinking and like working through a problem, which there's value in that. The actual subject of it,
I'm old. I'm like,
we've established it, older than shit.
Well, yeah, and I'm kind of like,
I think it was old ass shit in the last one.
I'm between dad and granddad, and that's a whole different way of thinking. So I'm kind of
trying to figure it out.
Switch between like dad's like, don't do that shit. Granddad's like, hey, do it again.
Do whatever you want.
All right.
We're having fun.
Yeah, I mean, I see that with my dad. My dad, I mean, he was the, dictator, like, it's my way or the highway. You're under my roof. These are my rules. And, great dude. Once I moved out, but with my kids, man, like I'll bring my kids out to Arizona and see them. Well, we haven't in a while, but, and he's just like, oh, sweetie, you want to go do that? I'm like, who the fuck are you?
The best example of that is my neighbor growing up. Was one of my best friends. His dad was the most terrifying person ever. Italian dude. He was just scary. He was always yelling at us. Yeah. You didn't want to approach him. Like, he was just terrifying. So a few weeks ago, I went to my mom's house, and he shows up with his lawnmower. He's got a riding lawnmower, and he's got this like wagon on the back, and he throws hay back there, and he picks up my kids in there, and he's driving the other neighborhood's kids driving around. I'm like, my mom looks at me. She's like, you remember doing that with Louie when you were little? I'm like, no. So I sent it to my buddy Nick. I'm like, hey, do you remember your dad doing this for us when we were little? He's like, no. I'm like, nah, neither do I. Like, I mean, I'm like, this is a wholly different person. Like, he wouldn't even like, you go into that house and try to talk to him, and he was just like, just scary.
Like I said, because they go home.
Because they go home.
All right.
I mean, even I went home.
Yeah, that's true.
He still was terrifying. Like, I just.
Oh, my dad wasn't the one. He wasn't doing any of that kind
until
of
we
stuff.
hit 18, and then he was cool with us.
Yeah.
My dad's evil. He's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever want to know the bad guy in the story, it's my dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to tell my kids when they were, we're going to see Grandpa. Okay, now we're going to see Grandpa. Remember, it's opposite day. Okay. Because he tells all kinds of stories. I remember one time I shot this guy.
He's like, the kids are like,
right.
They're crying.
Yeah, like he tells stories like that. Every like I don't go out New Year's Eve and I don't go out 4th of July because of my father, because that's when you shoot the guns. Go shoot the guns. Where you going, boy? We're gonna shoot the guns. So he hands you a gun and you gotta you shoot it. And at the time,
wait, what?
Were you guys just firing them up in the sky?
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes. For a very long time.
So terrible.
From 12 to about 12:30, police would not come because it was my dad. Oh, that's just Bruce. Like no one would come. And like I get older and you learn about gravity. And,
Oh yeah. Those bullets are coming down.
Consequences, stuff like that.
Cause and effect.
Right. And I'm telling my dad, I'm like, you don't shoot up in the air. What do you mean, dummy? Because that's what he calls me. Because he loves me. What do you mean, dummy? I go, you don't shoot the guns up in the air. Why not? Boy, the more I teach you, the less you know. I put your brain in a bird to fly backwards. And then I go, well, you're shooting up in the sky. Ain't nobody up in the sky. I said, but the bullets come down. Boy, you don't see anybody. If I shoot in the ground, it could ricochet and hit me. And that's my dad.
He's like, yeah, it's not hitting me. I'm good.
Right. And that's my dad. So, don't
All right.
be in Painesville. Oh, no, Fairport now. Don't be in Fairport.
Great.
Well, that's where my family
All
lives.
right.
Because he's shooting in the air. I remember
That's amazing.
we had a pit bull growing up. Name was Coca. She had babies, and she kind of rolled over a couple of them in her doghouse. And my dad wanted me to get those out of there. He wanted those puppies out of there. So he tells me, he goes, I'm thinking like 11 or 12. Allan, yes, sir. Go get them damn puppies. But she just had them. Nah. Shit rolled over on them. I think they dead. I don't want to play with them. Just reach in there and grab them. You okay? You safe, boy. Quit being a poop butt. So I go, oh, okay. So, hey, Coca. Hey.
Pitbull.
And I'm like, I reach underneath her and I pull these dead puppies out. And then it took a long time. And then, pull them out. She growled a little bit, but then she didn't. And then I hand them to my dad, and then he goes, yeah, I figured dog only has one master, and I wasn't sure if it was me or you.
You just sacrificed, dude. Just go out there and we'll figure it out.
Right.
We're going to find out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my dad.
You were okay, though.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
See, Dad knew.
Yeah. He'd do that. I remember he would get drunk. Man, he doesn't have the internet. He would get drunk, and he would always give me whatever he got. Like he'd come home. I love you, boy. Nah, you think this shit means something to me? You think that I care about this watch? You want this watch? Give me his watch. Give me his rings, and not this ring. That's whatever. Play ring. Give me his car keys. Give me his money. And I'm like, I'm like 10 or 11. And I'm like, I got all these things. I got the things. And then the next morning he would come by and goes, where's my shit? Where's my keys? You gave them to me. I didn't give you shit, boy. Boy, you had half a brain to be dangerous. Put your brain in a bird and fly backwards. Boy, give me my goddamn keys. Give me my watch. But you gave it to me. It took me till like 12, 13 before I realized like that's not a thing. He's gonna take those things.
Yeah, they're going right back.
I used to call it empty promises.
Yeah, a lot of those.
Yeah, just empty promises, and so. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Man, this feels all really good.
Right? It's like therapy, right? You get it all
It
out.
comes out, man.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about this. See,
Yeah,
you feel better, don't you?
yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, my dad. Yeah, he's the greatest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he brought you up well.
yeah. He just sued me not too long ago.
For real.
Yeah, like legit.
Well, really?
Yeah, he sued me.
What'd you do?
I
love this.
Okay. So my son had a car that had a transmission problem. If you know Chuck, you may kind of know some of this. A mutual friend of Chuck's said he would work on the car. Does this ring any bell?
No,
Any bell?
I didn't see his.
All right. I don't want to put his name out there, Rick Aquelo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Rick, yeah.
So he said he would work on the car, and he got it like it's like November. Gave him the money up front. Like he told me like $2,000 or something like that. I think so my dad gave me the money to get my son's car fixed. So gave him the money. My son has yet to get that car. Rick's just, he changed shops. He did some other stuff. He just never gave my son the car or the money.
Oh.
So like my son ended up, stopped paying on the car, and it's repossessed if they can ever get to it. Which I don't want to say it didn't. It didn't mess with me or Chuck's relationship.
Yeah.
Because I use it to talk shit about Chuck.
Yeah,
Right.
Like I sent him a text once of every single holiday that had passed since Rick's had the car. I sent him this long text. I'm like, Bastille Day. like I just sent him this long text of every single holiday that went by. And my dad wanted his money, although he gave it to my son, his grandson.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, since he gave the money to me, I owe him the money. I'm like, I don't understand that logic. You told me to pay the guy. Here's the receipt.
Sure.
You can't get mad at the stamp.
Yeah, true.
I'm literally the stamp here.
Yeah.
How are you mad at me? And he took me to court. And like my wife's mad. Sisters are mad. Everyone's mad. I'm not mad because, well, it's not like there wasn't signs that this is my dad.
You knew this was going to happen.
Right.
Fair. Yeah. Oh, man.
So, yeah, he took me to court. But my son paid him back, and so now everything's good. And
all right,
now
good.
he just talks like it never happened.
All right, then.
Hey, you know what? Life lessons right there.
Yeah.
Dad's a straight shooter. He doesn't mess
is.
around. He doesn't mess around.
Right up in the air. Right.
All right, now get in the house. All right,
Oh,
well,
geez.
duly noted. I'm not going outside in Fairport during the holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do it.
I'll warn my brothers.
Right. Right.
Yeah, they all live over there.
Yeah. Oh, man. That is phenomenal.
So,
Excuse me.
a lot of times we try and parallel like what you do for a living to how you parent.
Okay.
So what do you do like as a
Profession.
profession? Like what are you doing right now that like or what have you done throughout your career?
I'm currently doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to COVID.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. I got laid off, let go. Haven't found a position yet, but I'm a computer guy.
Okay.
So I don't know.
So
Find the correlation.
so like
there.
you were always into like tech, like computers, whatever, like
Since I graduated high school, went straight into the Navy, computers in the Navy.
oh, that's right, you were a Navy guy too.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, so I don't know. We always try and like figure out something because everyone out there that listens to it, like they're doing something, and a lot of times you don't think that what you do impacts the way that you parent, because most of how we parent comes from our parents, whether for
Yeah, it's just
better or
passed
for
down.
worse. Like you learn from your dad, and you're like, okay, this is how I'm supposed to be a dad, right?
Yeah.
But I think that we take a lot of cues from where you spend the other half of your life, which is at work, right? And so
Okay.
whether you're in sales or you're, if you're a repair guy or a car guy that does whatever, whatever.
A mechanic.
So like, I don't know, between coaching boxing, between working on computers, or like, do you like code or do you
Oh no, I'm
like repair or like
repair.
Okay,
So allow me, I can
please.
just sum this all up. So with computers, you're always solving for X.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a smart person. By no means. I'm not. You can ask my wife. I'm not a smart guy, but I always utilize KISS.
Yeah.
Keep it simple, stupid. So I always, when I'm working on something, and I will say that I can fix anything if anyone's looking to hire a guy. But the reason why is because you always do the simplest, easiest thing first.
Mm-hmm.
If the computer's not working, I don't pull out the hard drive. I see if it's plugged in.
Right.
Yeah, so you do the...
Right.
Did you try resetting it? Did you try unplugging it and plugging it back in?
Right.
The IT move.
Right. Keep it simple, stupid. So you always do the easiest thing first. So with parenting, it's the same thing.
I 100% agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you also have to understand that with parenting, it's not trying to get your kid out of. You're not trying to keep anything and everything from happening to your child. You have to experience things. You have to experience life. When you're a child, you're pliable, and that's when things are supposed to happen.
Yeah.
What happens is people shelter the kids from every single thing, and then they become adults, and then they're not used to shit going sideways.
Yeah.
And then they're medicating, per se, maybe.
Yeah.
To try to get the thing that they didn't get. So to me, in my opinion, you're only trying to, like, if this is the path, I'm just trying to keep my kid in play. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just bouncing my kid back in the middle.
Yeah.
And that's how I did every single child. I'm just like, if you make a mistake, like you're allowed to be dumb, you just can't be stupid.
Yeah, I like that.
Dumb is you're talking in class.
Yeah.
Stupid is the teacher tells you stop talking, and they're going to tell me, and you still talk. Well, now you're stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
And now I got to get you.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's that. I mean, that's all. That's all parenting is. Is just
You got to let them make the mistakes.
right.
Because like you said, when they become adults and they make those mistakes later in life, they're not going to know how to handle it.
Right.
And that's why you see a lot of these kids. I mean, this is like, get off my lawn guy. But you see a lot of kids these days bouncing around, doing something like, oh, this didn't work out. Something failed. I messed up. I quit. I'm going to go do something else.
Right.
As opposed to just dealing with it and move forward with it.
Right.
So, I mean, teaching
Well,
them
it
that
starts
early
so
on.
early.
If you start that early on, because it's tough as a parent. I mean, you see your kid mess up something, you're like, oh, you want to shelter him, like you said. You want to make sure, like, it's, I want to coddle him. But it's easy to do. But that's the right way, though. I mean, because it's good to coddle your kids a little bit, but I mean, at the same time, but you got to teach them those life lessons early on, because it's not going to get easier. Nip it in the butt right at the beginning and let them figure it out.
And you have to tell them. I tell my kids, not every single goal is meant to be accomplished, or it's not meant to be accomplished when you have that goal. Sometimes you have to learn. You use things to get better. Like, I don't really want to talk about this, but I guess I can talk about it.
Do it.
Like I had I had cancer. I told you guys that.
Yeah.
So I had cancer. I had stage 3 colon cancer. Like for the last 5 years, I've been like stupid in and out. Colon cancer. It went away. It went to recession, and it came back, and then it metastasized to my liver. Then, took care of that. Had a hernia. Had a blood clot. Had all this other shit. Anyway, but when I found out that I had cancer, which is actually a really funny story too. Well, it was like
I believe you somehow.
so. Like, okay, so I was like, I was having problems pooping.
All right.
Telltale sign.
Right, and I'm like, I'm telling my wife, hey, something's not right. She's like, well, you should go to a doctor. And I'm like, well, I don't know if that's supposed to be read like that. She's like, you should go to a doctor. That's probably some spaghetti sauce or Kool-Aid. I'm just going to put that off. So I put it off for a month, and my wife said something to me. And I said, oh, I forgot. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, that's still an issue. She's like, you're an idiot. Let's make you an appointment because you're dumb and you're not worth anything to me, Dad. So I went to the doctor, and they found polyps, and they took them out. But then there were some they didn't take out. They said, we got all your polyps out except one. I said, so what's going on with that one? He's like, go see this doctor. I'm like, okay. So I go see that doctor. And the doctor's like, okay, go see this doctor. So I'm like, okay, go see that doctor. And then, and it kind of went to like 2 more doctors till finally I found myself in this really nice waiting room. And it was really nice. And I'm just like looking around, I'm like, wow, it's pretty cool in here. Doctor came in and said, sir, you have stage 3 colon cancer. He's like, Mr. Turner, you're going to be okay. And I'm just like looking. It's like, you're going to be okay. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm going to be good because I'm going to head out here and go get some ice cream. That's how I'm going to deal with it. So I thought that was funnier. in my head, that was a funny story.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't want to laugh because it's serious.
No, but,
so I didn't want to laugh and be wrong.
So I go home, and like I tell the girls cry because girls, they cried. I told my oldest son, And he said, what's going on? I said, I'm going to have to get an ileostomy bag. He goes, ileostomy bag? I go, yeah. He goes, what's that? I go, it's a poop bag. He goes, poop. And, you know, that was his level of concern.
Right. Yeah.
My 22-year-old who was like 16, 17 at the time, he's like, playing on his phone. Is that something I got to change? And then that was it. That was him. So he was done.
The boys.
But I guess I never was upset because, I never got like mad at God or angry at the world, because sometimes things happen to you not because you're doing anything wrong or you're doing anything bad, but because sometimes things happen to you because you're doing things right.
Mm-hmm.
So I took it as a personal challenge to show my kids how to handle adversity.
Okay.
How you have a difficult thing in your life and you work through it and handle it,
Right.
Let's roll with the punches.
Right. So, so we had a good time. It was the funniest shit that ever happened. It is the most horrible thing. Cancer is the most horrible thing that will ever happen to you. That is funnier than shit. It was my ass. So you know what that means? That means, that's radiation in my ass. That means every time I went, there is a group of men or women or whoever playing with my ass. Every single time. And, I'm like, I don't even I use the bathroom, I shut the door. I go to the one room way on the other side of the house.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
Now it's just like, hey, bring me that sandwich. Because it just. I remember I was at Ahuja and I was sitting on the MRI table, and there were two nurses and they were having a conversation like I wasn't there about how to put the marker in my ass to get my MRI. So they're like, do I put it long ways or this way? And they're having a conversation over my ass about sticking something up in. And then, from that point, it was just like, oh, all right, that's cool. All right.
You eventually just become
Do I
numb
get
to
a
it.
say?
All right, okay, no, it's cancer. Okay, cool.
Don't put it sideways, please.
Right, we're going to have fun with this shit.
That's an amazing attitude.
Yeah, I love that, man.
I love it so much.
You're right, though, because it's so easy when you're in a situation to be like, why me?
Right.
What did I do wrong? I must be a really terrible person for this to happen to me. And it happens to people every single day. And two, just blame it on somebody or get depressed and just be done with everything. Just sit there and be shitty. You had a good attitude about it. I like that. I like that mindset.
I've never had a bad day in my life. I've never had a bad day in my life, and nothing bad has ever happened to me.
God bless you, man.
I can tell you, everything's hilarious. It's just all fun. I had to wear, they tell you so after the ileostomy bag thing, when I was pooping out my side, which my daughter thought that shit was funny, so she would put a little Ziploc bag and look, I'm daddy. I'm like, yeah.
Real cute.
So they don't tell you that after they switch everything back, you haven't used that muscle in almost a year now.
Wow, yeah.
They don't tell you that piece. Ooh. So that means there is no control. Your shit fart separator is crushed. It's broken. There is no laughing. There is no coughing.
So you got the slowest shutter speed.
Yeah, if you won't even call that. It's like I can literally, you could throw a piece of popcorn up and put it in my mouth and you will see that thing. It will just go straight through. Instead of my large intestine, my intestine's going like this. Mine is it's like that.
Straight through.
Right. So I wore diapers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was wearing the Depends, and that messes with your manhood a little bit.
Sure.
But my daughter Sophie, the douche, and my other daughter Jasmine, who's the ones in the Navy. They thought that shit was hilarious, and they start drawing pictures on my diapers, on my Depends. And so my daughter Sophie was like, "Look, Daddy, wear my Depend, wear my diaper. It's got flowers on it." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm never wearing that shit."
Yeah, that was going to the garbage.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I'm just,
hey, Good for you, though, man.
That's
That's all I can say.
incredible.
Yeah, seriously.
Kids suck.
yeah.
My daughter's a douche.
Yeah. All right. I believe you.
My 10-year-old, like, she's, like, I know it's because she's the youngest, like, and the next one is, like, 21.
Yeah.
So she's older. So, but she's, like, she is, like, she's tit for tat. You say something, say the response deserves a 5, she's going 10 every single time. She ends stuff. She ends it all. And I remember she convinced my 21-year-old son, Deontay, to let her squirt lemon in his eye. I got it on video.
You let it happen.
Yeah, she squirted a lemon in his eye. I got a video of her punching him in the face.
She'll be fine. You can talk somebody into that. She's going to be fine.
One time he was coming downstairs and we were going to my son's graduation, and he comes down. He's like, bouncing down the steps. And my daughter turns and looks at him. She goes, "Is that what you're wearing?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "What's up with that shirt? What's up with that stripe?" And I walked away because I'm not paying any attention. And then, I come back and Sophie's still in the same spot. He comes back down, completely different outfit. I said, "You let Sophie punk you? You let Sophie punk you to another outfit? I hate her. I want to say stuff to her, but I want to punch her in her face. I'm going to punch her when she's 9.
Yeah.
That's
hey,
so
she saved
funny.
him, though. He didn't go out in that shirt.
Yeah.
So he should have been thanking her.
Yeah.
It sounds like she's going to be just fine. You don't have to worry about her.
Yeah, well,
she can hold her own.
Yeah, well, my 21-year-old, he's like, he's one of the party kids. Like, we put, my other daughter, the one in the Navy, put 2 electric dog collars around his neck. It's on video of her shocking him, turning it all the way up to 99. You just see him because he was drunk, and
Yeah. Hey,
she's like,
why not?
she's like, "Dad, come in here." I'm like, "No, I don't want to be anywhere near it because I don't want him to see me and think that it's something that he shouldn't be doing."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just videotape it.
Take my phone and take a video.
Right. And that's what happened.
It sounds like you have some amazing videos.
I do.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like you guys have a lot of fun.
Man, my kids are such assholes that every holiday, our holiday tradition is sitting at the table and talking about everything that I ever did wrong as a parent. No, like no shit. Like they'll sit there and go, "Dad, remember that time I got in trouble because you said that I didn't have my gloves and you got mad at me and you did blah blah blah, but my gloves were in my bag." You remember that, Dad? I'm like, "Hey,
I believe you.
it's all guesswork."
Whatever.
Yeah, hey, exactly. That's what it is.
Right.
Ain't nobody in jail. Ain't nobody killed.
Yeah, nobody's
Kill
alive.
nobody, yeah.
Yeah, you're good to go, man.
All right.
Sounds like you've done a great job.
I mean, it really does sound like you guys have an awesome family.
I love that.
Like,
Yeah.
I want to hang out with your family.
I seriously take some ball busting.
Yeah, come over every Sunday. Everyone just shows up.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, whoever's coming. Then it's like there's the kids that aren't mine, but I claim as my kids.
Yeah.
Like I go up to Harvey a lot, still, and like there's this one officer who will see me. He goes, "How's your one kid doing?" I go, "Which one?" He goes, the boy, the tall one, the one that's got curly hair that does this and does that." I'm going,
It's not mine.
"Are you talking about Chris?" "Yeah, how's Chris doing?" "He's doing well. Chris did blah, blah," because Chris comes over. So I know.
Yeah, right,
or,
right.
"How's the one, the short one that does this and blah, 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 blah." Talking about Willie? "Yeah, how's he doing?" "He's doing fine." He
comes over still. Yeah. He still comes over on Sunday.
So, like, I just count him or whatever.
Yeah, that's
pretty
awesome, man.
awesome.
Open door. I love that. Does
All
Chuck
right.
show up too for Sunday?
Chuck's always over. I just had my,
He's your other son.
I hate that dude. It was I just had my 51st birthday party and they got me a cake, and I told Chuck he had to come over. So Chuck came over, and I said, "You got candles?" And he was like, "Yeah, we got candles." I said, "Do you have a 51 or do you have 51 candles?
Sure.
Because we better have 51 fucking candles."
Right.
And then they did. So my wife put 51 candles on my cake, and we had to put them on the sides.
Yeah.
And lit that whole thing up, and I couldn't blow it out fast enough. It's on video. And my wife blew it out, and then the only thing you hear is Chuck the Pepper. What a jackass! You came and blow out candles. You're like just talking shit. Hate that dude.
He's an asshat.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Oh, I love it. All right, E.
What's up?
Proud dad moment? Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good time for that.
Yeah, we could do that.
Sounds like we have some good proud dad moments and good dad hacks already, but I feel like we could dig some more out.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like there's more stories that we can get out of these. So
Yeah.
all right, proud dad moment. This is my favorite segment that we do is, so a proud dad moment is something that your kids have done, or I like to extend it to something that you've done that you kind of look back on afterwards and we're like, that was pretty cool that I did that. Like I didn't suck at parenting for that day or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I think that we always remember shit that we did wrong. Sounds like you have a really good attitude about life in general, so maybe you don't have that as much. I don't know. But a proud dad moment of just something that like you remember fondly of saying like, I did that right, or my kids did something right and I was a part of that, or I got to witness that. And I think it's really good just to reflect on that kind of stuff and say there was something good that happened, because not everyone has your attitude. So, it's not,
or the number of kids,
or the number,
Yeah.
or the at bats. That
Yeah.
but no, I mean, I think that it's fun to, and especially like for me, then I think of like, oh man, that something similar happened, or it jogs my memory, or
Yeah.
if you're listening to the show and you think, oh man, something like that happened to me, and like you can then understand what happened and try and replicate the behaviors that like made positive things happen.
Okay. I gotta think this one out, because
I tried to drag that out as long as I could, brother.
well, I'm thinking, if my kids are listening, I gotta make sure that I gotta pick.
Yeah, you just pick one of them.
All
Pick
right,
your favorite one.
Which one's your favorite son or daughter?
Right. Well, my oldest daughter, my proud dad moment about her is she got out of high school, she went to college, and she kind of partied a little too much, messed up a little bit, and I don't want to say partied, but she didn't really focus on her grades, and she ended up losing a grant. And this might seem like a douche move, but this is what I did. And she lost that money, and she wanted me to pay for that money. And I told her, I said, look, you went to school, you knew why you were there. I can't help pay for the same year twice. Just not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You pay for that year, and then maybe I'll help you with the next. But I'm not going to pay for the same year twice. So I didn't. And that, she did what she was doing. She's 33 now. She's married. She ended up going back to school. She went and got her associates. Then she went and got her bachelor's, and she just graduated and got her master's this year.
That's awesome.
So I guess it's not, is it really a proud dad moment for me? I mean, it is, because I would like to think that, I would hope that things that I've taught her, or things that I've tried to model, really say, gave her the ability to stick with it and keep going.
Absolutely, because you could have said, okay, I'll bail you out, and then how many more times can that happen, right? I mean, instead of teaching her that lesson, I'm not going to pay for this again. Figure it out and do it yourself.
Right.
Well, and then the proud dad moment part of that is that she did. She figured it out.
She went and did it
back.
Yeah.
And maybe it was a longer road, but sometimes the longer road teaches you more lessons and makes you a better person, right? And so then she went and got her bachelor's. Then she went and now she's got her master's. Like that's incredible.
Yeah. Great proud dad moment.
Yeah, That's awesome. I love that.
All right, I'm gonna leave it at that one then.
All right. I like it. You want to tell 5 more?
I could,
I mean,
but well, not for Sophie.
Poor Sophie. She's
I told her, I said, you just got vested not too long ago. She's like, I don't even know you. Don't talk to me. Dad, why are you calling me Dad?
It's
I don't know
Sunday.
you.
Why are you here?
Hey,
Come back on Sunday.
you just got vested when you turned 6.
Oh, I love it. All right. One more thing we got to do. So you kind of mentioned a few earlier, but a dad hack, something that you found as a father that worked for you, some type of trick or hack with your kids. Teaching them something or
This is
something that makes your life more simple.
this is what I repeat to my children all the time, and I've had to be honest. I don't say it to my 10-year-old as much because she's 6 of 6, so who cares? But the first 5, what I used to always repeat to them all the time, I would always say to them, and I make them repeat it back to me: good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is the best. And I would have them repeat that to me all the time, where that they know it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mantra, and that's how you go through life. That's how you do things, regardless, whatever it is you're doing. Like my son playing football, he was a freshman and he wanted to start varsity. He's like, Dad, how do I start varsity? And I'm like, okay, well, he's pretty good. He's a pretty good kid. And I'm like, okay, this is easy. All you have to do is give 100% this one play and then do it again. And just do that every single time. And there's, if you give everything you are every single time you go to do it, don't worry about being tired. Don't worry about if you hit the wrong person or you go in the wrong direction. It doesn't matter because they can teach you they can teach you left from right.
Yeah.
They can't teach you they can't teach effort, your
Will.
Your focus. So he did that. And then like I think the 4th game in, they put him at starting linebacker, varsity as a 145-pound freshman.
Wow.
That's pretty awesome.
He finished the season with 106 tackles. He finished his varsity career, all 4 years as a starter, with 500 tackles.
Damn.
Wow.
Hits everything.
That's awesome.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah. I was literally just thinking the same
What?
thing.
The whole your method there, like
Good,
what you
better,
said.
best.
Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is the best. That's not mine. I don't know who it is.
I've never heard it, and I love it.
I love it. Dad hack.
That's awesome.
I do love that.
Yeah.
Good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good is better and your better is the best.
And then just everything that they do, always give 100%.
It literally applies to everything.
It does.
Right. And you don't have to win.
No.
You might not win.
You're not going to win all the time.
Right. It's, competitive. So everything's typically, like a lot of my kids, it's sports related. I'm like, if you give everything that you have, you're the person that's at the end of the game, you're the quiet one. The guy that's yelling and screaming and throwing his helmet.
Yep.
And,
Pounding his chest and everything. Yep.
Pointing at people. That person didn't give everything he
They
had.
had more
Yeah.
to give. Yeah.
But if you give everything that you are, every single time you do something, you'll have nothing to worry about.
Good things will happen.
And my kids put in that effort. My daughter, my one daughter, Kaylee, she went to Washington State. She she had some problems grade wise, but she stuck to it. She graduated high school. She's winning. I think she got her associates. I think it's associates. Sorry, I'm old. But I mean, my kids constantly stick to it, and they teach that. They, almost it's almost detrimental to their welfare, because they will tell you in a minute, I'm not soft. Dad, I don't quit. Another dad hack, since I'm talking too much, which I told you.
Not at all.
No such thing.
I find that I don't know too much about like my family. We're all kind of distant. I'm talking about like my parents and everything. We're not really as close knit as I would like to be.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of things that I don't know. And since I didn't know, I decided to make up a story, make it up as I go. So I would always tell my kids, Turners aren't soft. Turners don't quit. Turners always keep going. Don't be soft. Turners don't quit.
Yeah.
And, that might not be true. I don't know.
But they took it to heart, right?
But I tell my kids that, and my kids believe that's a thing. So now it is a thing.
Yeah.
Where my kids
Will it into existence.
My kids will tell you in a moment, I'm not soft. My daughter in the military she got her bachelor's. She had like the worst grades ever. I'm like, why don't you stop? Stop going. Stop going to school. It's not for you, hon. She goes, Dad, I'm not soft. I'm not soft. You know what D's are? I go, what? And you need to know. She said, what do you call a doctor with a D? I go, what? She goes, doctor. She's like, none of them quit. They don't. My 10-year-old, she doesn't quit.
Yeah.
She'll tell you she's not soft.
That's
Love
awesome.
That. Turners aren't soft. So that's a good way to. I gotta hit this real quick.
Dad hack.
I'm back to hitting this real quick.
That's what she said.
Gotta hit it once, right?
That's what she said.
Very good.
That's awesome, man. I love it. This
That's
is all.
fantastic.
This is very inspirational too.
So-
this is great advice for
Yeah.
anybody, for any dad.
100%. Your daughter in the Navy, is that what she's doing as medical?
No,
okay.
She was on the flight deck
Oh, yeah?
doing flight deck crap. She was on the bush, and then she's on shore duty now doing, I don't know. I tell her she shouldn't be in my Navy. I tell her, you are the worst sailor I've ever heard of. Please get out of my Navy. You are horrible. Get out of my Navy.
I understand that.
Your Navy's not even the real Navy. So I tell her to get out all the time.
Yeah.
So, she'll tell me, Dad, guess what? Blah, blah, blah. And she'll tell me some, like she told me once, like during boot camp, she was getting, the drill sergeant was like yelling at her, Turner, and she was smiling. Turner, why are you smiling? I don't know, Dad. I mean, she said, I don't know, sir. I think it's because I got a song in my heart. It's like, God damn it, Turner. So, shit like that.
I love it.
What did you do in the Navy?
Computers.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where you learned that.
I did, 2 years on shore going to school, and then 4 years on the USS Acadia.
Oh, very
Shout
cool.
out to USS Acadia.
Yeah, the Navy's great. They, take us Marines everywhere
I
we
was
need
gonna
to go to fight the real wars.
Doesn't
Yeah.
Your
Hey,
Uber.
So
Why's my Uber yelling at me?
look, don't be mad at me because I got a high score on my test. And that's another thing I tell my kids: study hard, or you'll be a Marine.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. That is so fair. My a good friend of ours, he was on the show, Steve. He was a Marine, just back in the day and everything. And his kids, they're all Coast Guard kids. And he's like, I wasn't mad about it because I remember the bullshit that I went through. And my kids are just a hell of a lot smarter than I ever was. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
No, that's fantastic. I got mad respect for any of the services. Really.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely.
like, Navy especially, though, like anyone I ever interact with, Marines, we interact with Navy guys all the time, or girls, whatever. But yeah, they were either patching you up because they're the docs, or they're taking you somewhere and you're thankful because you're not having to walk.
Yeah.
Or they're building something. Like my favorite story ever is the Seabees. Like Navy Seabees, like literally saved my life by building.
Otherwise you'd be sleeping in the mud.
Yeah. We were in Korea one time, and they're like what's it called? Typhoon out there, or is it a monsoon? No, typhoon, I think. whatever. It's weird, different if you're in different parts of the world, but we were sleeping on this peninsula and we were just underwater, and these fucking Seabees come over and in like 2 days build a deck that's like the size of the island or peninsula, whatever.
Nice.
And it was great.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to sleep in the water.
That's cool.
I'm
We did have a
big fan of
CB
the
on
Navy.
here. Yeah.
My Navy story is I stole a child.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay, we got to
No, seriously.
elaborate.
I believe you. I've
Seriously.
known you long enough now that I believe you.
I mean, hindsight being 2020, I realized that I took a child. You
Didn't
know,
realize it at the time.
No, man, I've done so many things that, like, when cancer did hit, I was like, cancer. That's fair.
Makes sense.
It checks out. And then when it came back again, I was like, Like I tell, I always say that everyone has a karma cup, and you work on filling it up, like by being a douche. So my karma cup was full, and I got cancer. And I would tell my kids, I'm like I got like a whole nother 20 years before some shit happens, you know. I got like 20 years before something happens because, you know, my cup's empty now.
Yeah, right.
I got cancer.
Yeah.
I'm good. I can say
Yeah.
whatever.
Back to square
Yeah,
one.
Right.
Not so
Yeah,
much.
man, I filled that cup
was
up so quick.
Too full. Yeah, you filled it right back up again.
Hold on. We're distracting from the fact that you took a child.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I still a child. So, I'm in the Philippines and I'm hanging out. I'm like 18, I think, 18, 19, something like that.
For some reason, I knew you were either in the Philippines or Thailand. It was one or the other.
That's fair. So I'm hanging out with all the old salts, the old guys.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to hang out with the old guys. We pull up in this village, and there's this kid drinking a Miller Lite. And he's like, he drinks it, and he smashes it on the ground. And that back then, that was the coolest shit to me.
Yeah.
Because back then, every time I finished a drink, I smashed it on the ground. You would think I was like Asgardian or something. you know, more
I'll
me.
take another.
You know, I smashed
Wench.
it. Right. I'm smashing glasses everywhere I go. I don't know why. It's just what I did. So I saw this kid smash this glass, and I run over to him like, "Hey," I said, "What's your name?" He goes, "What's your name, Joe?" Because they called everyone G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
You know, "What's your name, Joe?" And I'm like, "I'm Al." So what's your name? "I'm Chris. What's up?" And you know, this little Filipino kid. I'm like, "How old are you?" He goes, "I'm 8." I'm like, he has to come with us.
Yeah. I got to show everybody this.
Right. So I put Chris in the little truck that we were calling a taxi.
Right.
And we we drove to the next village and went to the bar, and I was an ugly American, so I was like, drinking all kinds of stuff, and then I tried to let him bring Chris in. If the bar would let me bring Chris in, Chris came in, got my drinks. And I'm just like shooting Chris money, which, he probably went home with maybe $5,000, which meant I gave him we gave him $5. Maybe.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I'm shooting him money. If Chris couldn't get inside the bar, I tell the barkeep to let me go up on the roof of the building, and then I throw coins at Chris. "Chris, I love you," and I throw coins at Chris. And then or if other kids came by me, I had Chris beat up some kids. I was going to go to hell. I said, "Chris, man." I said, "Chris." These kids come out. "Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe." I go, "Chris, man, they taking food out of your parents' money. They taking your parents' food. They taking money out your pocket, dude." He's like, "You go over there and beat the shit out of some kids."
Yeah.
And
It's
I'm s-
crazy over there, man.
Right. And, at the time, I'm just like, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Chris
Your
is my
18-year-old
boy.
kid. Like,
Right. And I think I dropped Chris back off at the same place.
near home.
I think I did. I don't know.
Oh, God.
I got cancer, though.
It's
Twice.
there's no reason.
So,
Oh my goodness.
I had a blood clot in my, in my neck that I had to have emergency surgery for.
I bet Chris is doing all right though.
So,
He's probably fine.
I don't know where your glass is at this point.
I stole a kid?
Chris is probably fine.
I don't know. I mean, but yeah, I and
It's wild over there, man. I understand how that could happen. I mean, I remember walking through Thailand
and it's pretty similar to the Philippines. I was only in the Philippines for like 3 days, so we didn't really get to explore. But Thailand, I was there for a month, and I had this chick that tried to sell me her daughter, and I was like, no, I don't want any part of that. But I like that spider monkey you got there. So I bought this chick's monkey, and this monkey would walk around to the bars and go steal people's drinks and bring them back to me.
Nice.
And we get back, and like I wanted to take this monkey back to Japan with me, and we weren't allowed to do that. And so like I tried to set
Sons
this
of
monkey
bitches.
free, and this monkey wouldn't leave. I don't know why. It just wouldn't leave, and eventually we just had to we had to go.
Set
and
him free.
Yeah.
Did you eat it?
No.
I had monkey meat before.
Like
Did
Indiana
I
Jones
eat
style?
it? No, I didn't eat it.
Like Indiana Jones style. You ever see that where they like eat the monkey brains?
No, it was like a stick, and I asked what it was, and they told me a monkey. And I said, "Oh, give me 2 more," because they told us when you were getting off the ship, don't go to any of the vendors on the side of the streets.
Oh yeah.
And because of that,
Standard safety brief.
I went straight
To the vendors.
Of
to the
course.
vendors.
Yeah.
Yeah, why
But that's
not?
where you get the best yakitori and
I mean, I remember, man. I remember. I don't know. I think it was in Bali, and I got up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I wanted a beer, so I got up and went out and banged on this restaurant door that wasn't open. The people came down in their pajamas, and I had them open up the bar because I was an ugly American and wanted a beer. Man,
good times.
straight hell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cancer.
I bet Chris is doing all right though.
I don't know. I know I stole that kid.
Yeah.
But he had a great night though.
But
Yeah, he went home rich.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
So he got rolled.
Yeah. As soon as
what I was gonna say
people
is-
are watching you feed him money all night, they're like, as soon as this kid gets free, grab him.
Right. After
free.
after
Yeah.
he met you though, he was like, all right, every time these fucking Joes come in town, I'm gonna go get somebody to take me out.
Yeah, that was
You
about,
know?
yeah.
He probably made a lot of money over his
What's
career.
up, Joe? I'm Chris. Like, man,
Chris is badass. He's coming with us.
Oh, all those kids, man, they act so hard.
Yeah.
And they are. To
Yeah.
be fair, they're way tougher than any 8-year-old kid here. You know what I mean?
Living
Like,
in some crazy freaking
Yeah.
environment.
yeah,
it's like survival, man.
yeah, still a kid.
Cancer though, so
Yeah. Cancer. Yeah, it all checks out. It all evens out.
Al, I love your outlook on life.
Yeah.
and
This
I'm
is
so happy to
phenomenal.
that you came on here and
It
talked
is
to
what
us.
it is. I mean, you can't.
You're right.
You can't get rid.
You're 100% right.
and I love it though because this whole thing it's amazing. And the best part about it is everybody's parenting style is always different, but to see a different perspective and kind of learn from that, that's the best thing about this whole thing.
100%.
'Cause, I mean, we take a lot of it home.
You hear that, Aaron? I'm doing good.
You're doing good,
You are,
man.
man. Absolutely.
You got
My
6
wife's-
kids. They're all doing great.
My wife's a therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah. Man, you talking about losing arguments back in
Oh,
the day?
yeah.
Oh yeah. Just give
bad.
up. Don't even argue.
Like telling you exactly what you are. You are narcissistic, egotistical, and like just like tell me.
All
I'm-
right. Check it off. Yep.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, man. Well, that was amazing.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing all of that with us.
And you have to come back and you'll bring Chuck with you. And I would love to see the back and forth between the two of you.
Oh my
Like
god.
we won't even sit down. Actually,
We'll sit back. We'll
film
sit on
it.
that couch right there, and we'll just watch.
I'll just go have a drink
I
over
could
there.
probably literally call him and he will just answer and start giving me shit. I mean,
I'm
no,
sure.
I'm not surprised.
He like the other day he had when I was in the hospital, his mom came to visit me. She worked in that hospital,
Yeah.
Okay.
so she came up because
All right.
because she's a good person. Yeah. But that's not how I tell that story. I'm like, Chuck, your mom came and saw me. and he can't say, no, she didn't, or shut up. He has to argue it the way that it happened. She only came up because she works there.
Chuck, that's not how it went down.
Right now, she came to my room. And she came back, dude. She only was in your room. Like he gets so angry. It's like you would say to me, I'd be like, nah, she didn't. Just like, prove it. But he's like, she only went in your room on that Tuesday because
Happened to be her shift.
right. So you get so angry.
amazing.
Oh God,
I love that.
So good. All right, man. Well, thank you again. This is a great time.
Yeah. Fantastic. Anything you'd like to plug before we sign off?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. It's all good. Oh, fans. Hey.
Hey.
What's that?
No.
Not now. So many fans.
Yeah, just all these fans these days.
Yeah.
All right, so nothing else to plug. Again, thank you so much for coming on, hanging out with us.
No problem.
We will definitely do it again.
Absolutely.
Steve, you got anything?
I'm good, man.
All right, so if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. However you listen to it, we are everywhere.
Everywhere.
Check out the website, www.thetalkingdads.com. Blogs go out on Wednesdays, episodes on Fridays, quickies on Mondays. We're running out of days to
Lots
do
of quickies.
shit.
Yeah, got a lot going on.
Yeah.
But yeah.
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Follow all that stuff on the socials. And then in the meantime,
Raise good humans. Catch you next time.
Peace.
I feel like I should have known to say.
Hey guys, if you love what you just heard or watched, and we know you did, do us a solid and hit that thumbs up. Share with your friends and throw us a comment, literally about anything. Your support legit keeps us going. Oh, and don't forget to give us that 5-star rating. We really appreciate you.